It's not every day you meet a Miss World Africa, but I've just realized that today is one of those days. So tell me, how do you become Miss World Africa?
So Miss World, the
Yeah,
competition is
yeah,
Miss
yeah.
World, and Miss World compiles of almost 130 countries
Yeah.
come together to compete.
And what have you been able to use this role in order to talk about and make the case for?
So I help women in my community to learn different hand skills so they can be financially independent.
Great.
So that's the main thing that I'm doing right now.
So that is helping with the independence of young
Definitely.
women, where they are in their society,
Yes.
what their course in life will be.
And I'm very happy. I'm here with 300 young people from around the world to learn and build our skills. Can you tell me more about the Knowledge Bank and how can the Knowledge Bank generate support careers and job perspectives for young people like me?
Great. So the role of the Knowledge Bank is to make sure that the knowledge that the World Bank Group has built up in dealing with countries all over the world for over 8 decades, that we use that knowledge to achieve more. And we find ways in which we can share knowledge within the World Bank Group more efficiently and even more effectively, and use that to achieve more for those that we work with and for. And then with regard to jobs, because jobs is the North Star of the World Bank Group overall and the guiding mission for so much that we do, a lot of the knowledge that we have looks at how we can create and keep jobs in different parts of the world. And of course, we want the hundreds of millions of young people that will be entering labour markets all over the world to have more and better jobs, and we're using our knowledge to try and make that happen. So you are here representing young people from your country. What is the one thing about the reality of finding jobs that you want most people in places like this to understand?
I would like for people to understand that young people don't really have the lack of ambition and talent. It's more of lack of access to things and also access to quality education, access to quality networking like this is what's holding young people back and not really their talent. I feel like a lot of people think young people want things to be handed to them, but not really. They just want good mentorship, good connections, and more of these.
They want the opportunities.
Exactly.
Great. Okay.
What would the top 3 skills that you'd like my generation needs to be stable and prosper, and how can the bank support us in the upskilling process?
Right. Be curious. Always challenge yourself to see what you can learn, what you can experience. Number 2, take care. Look after yourself. This is a demanding world. If you don't take responsibility for looking after yourself and for sustaining yourself and being attentive to yourself, you'll reduce the impact that you can have and reduce your ability to make progress. And then the final one I would prioritize is the importance of learning from those who you're working with. We talk a lot about what governments and institutions need to do for young people, but where do you see young people driving change that actually works? And what does that look like?
So I see from my home country, Ethiopia, I see a lot of young people all over Africa. I travel a lot. So when I see young people in Africa strive and just innovating things, having their own business, you know, they create their own solutions for themselves because firsthand they know what it is. And they also extend their opportunities around. So the driving force that they're doing is also creating opportunities themselves.
Great.
How can young people like me and my peers here in the Youth Summit support the work that the World Bank Group is doing on jobs?
By helping us understand what are the challenges that you see in accessing jobs. And actually, the first answer you gave me earlier on very much chimes in with my experience of young people, all of whom I see wanting to get on, wanting to do well, wanting to get their first job, but needing help to do that. And those qualities are very similar to all the generations of young people that have gone before you, but we're in a world that's different to what your predecessors have experienced. So helping us understand that and giving us a better idea of what you believe is the help that you need to get that job. And then my question for you then is, young people have come here to learn and build skills. What do you think the World Bank stands to learn from you?
Well, I feel like the World Bank is showing us this. The Youth Summit is like a very good example for other places, other organizations, leaders, and all that. And I believe that other people need to understand that young people are not only beneficiary of development. We need to incorporate them, as you have said, for a better result and a better achievement. And beside that, I feel like young people like me are better aware of the emerging trends and technologies, and especially in jobs. I feel like young people know the small bits and details that are happening right now.
Kind of signals and changes that happen before other generations can.
Creativity, initiatives. I feel like incorporating more of young people is going to elevate our world.
Thank you very much for your questions and for your answers.
Definitely.
And I hope you've enjoyed the summit and that it lays the scene for great things in the future.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate you.